Well, it's always been a thing. Like, why are you complaining now all of a sudden? Well, because times are changing. And I want these games to adapt with the times. And that's my fear for all these games. That's why I'm afraid for Wuthering Waves, and I need them to change the system ASAP. These gacha games companies know this was a long time coming. Dear Diamonds and fellow Diamonds in the Rough. The gacha space has no shortage of gacha systems, as in the banners. There's obviously a lot of RNG. Everything in gacha games typically is RNG. How much you're gonna crit is RNG, etc. Like there's so much RNG. What you're gonna roll, the substats, everything is RNG. RNG everywhere. That's gacha, right? So basically, players have always been shouting on reducing RNG, and I feel like that's the topic for another time. But today I want to focus on one that's always been present, and we just was like, oh, that's just the way it works. We just took it like it is, because especially if you're someone like me that started with Genshin Impact as your first gacha game, a video game. I got introduced to gacha through Yu-Gi-Oh! And technically card games are gacha inherently. I think they're even the original gacha, but considering the space we play in, Genshin Impact was my first introduction, went on to Honkai Star Rail, ZZ, and Wuthering Waves. And they all share basically the same gacha system. I still haven't played a gacha game that shared a difference. I guess Tower of Fantasy, if you want to count that. But I'm most familiar with what we all know as the 50-50 system. Now, the 50-50 system, because of our introduction to Genshin Impact, that was like our gateway to gacha, and that's all we know. We just took it as is. Oh, that's just the way things are. Oh, that's just the way it is. But it's not. And that's what I want to talk about today. A game I'm pretty hyped up currently about is Do It Night Abyss. I do feel like this game has a lot of potential. This will change a lot of things. And one of the things I immediately saw that just screams to your face is when you go to their limited banner, the character limited banner, not the weapon limited banner, the character limited banner, well, it has a 100% chance to drop the character you want, meaning there is no 50-50 system. So it is possible for these games to have a 100% guarantee on the characters too, because Wuthering Waves did it in the weapons, but the weapons are not the thing I usually care about. And I do feel like a lot of players can nod in agreement. Like, you can always make do with a 4-star free-to-play weapon. It's always possible. Like, the 5-star weapon is basically like a big PP check. You just want to do big PP damage, or if the character is your favorite, then you just want to, you know what? It's my favorite character. I want it to be the best I can whenever I see them on the field. I want them to be the best they can be. So I'm just going to invest extra hard in them. That's basically weapons from a casual perspective, from what I've observed and from myself personally and other players. I've met a lot of these players, and I think they're the majority. Typically, people can't afford, especially free-to players, they can't afford the luxury of having both the character and the weapon, except if they save for longer periods of time. But again, that's a topic for another time. So first, let's establish how the 50-50 system works. Now, if we look at the banners, of course, you mostly want the 5 stars. 4 stars, I feel like I'm more of a scam than a 5-star, but again, that's a topic for another time. That's like banner structure. I guess that's a whole other topic. So 5 stars, you have less than 1% chance to get the 5-star that's in the banner, okay? Any 5-star, typically. However, you have pity. And once you reach pity, that percentage increases, and then you reach hard pity, it becomes 100%. That's how you obtain a 5-star. Now, in other games, like for example, ZZ, the Bank Booze, that banner has more than a 1% chance to get a 5-star early. And I've noticed quite a high level of earlies in the ZZZ Bank Boo banner than I ever did in any of the gachas, which tells me just how powerful this percentage is. And of course, this percentage, I'm bringing this up, the ZZZ, because I do feel like also this percentage should be tackled in the future. I think Arknight's Enfield is increasing the chances of earlies, like from maybe 0 to, I think they were like 1 point something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's definitely present in the weapon banner, but maybe that's a formula for another time. But first, this is the first gateway for you to getting what you want. The minus 1% chance for you to get an early, right? Next, once you reach pity, well, here we go. The 50-50 system. You can flip a coin. If you get it right, you get what you want. If you get it wrong, you don't get it. Now, let's talk about the pros of 50-50. What's good about the 50-50, man? What's good? What's good? Well, for me, it's always seeing creators lose their shit. Nothing beats a creator losing their 50-50, man.
The 8-time 50-50 champion. 8-time 50-50 champ. Acheron. I swear to fucking God, you have to be fucking kidding me! Fuck my ass, dude!
I can show clips for days, man. That is awesome. Like the level of entertainment 50/50 brings in terms of content is bar to none. That's my favorite shit. Like watching creators go crazy, that's my favorite shit. But beyond that, it doesn't really offer anything but no, tough luck, you didn't get what you want, but if you spend more or if you finally spend because of all the already investment you made in the sunk cost fallacy you have, well, you can now finally get what you want. Also, let's say, for example, you're planning to get every single character. Like say, I lose this 50/50. I just can't get the necessary resources to get this character now, but I'm just gonna get the character later. That was literally a waste of resources. You wasted resources for something you didn't even want. No one asked me to get this. I'm pulling for this banner because I want this specifically. I don't want something else. That's not, say for example, I even pay money. I'm like, oh, I'm like 10 pulls short from my pity. I pay $10. I don't get what I want. That doesn't work. That's a casino. That's a scam. What are we doing out here? Especially, I feel like this is definitely a conversation now because of Wuwa's weapon banner and now Do It Night Abyss 100% chance in the character banner. This is why we should have this conversation right now, just so that I'm clear. I know this has always been a thing. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's always been a thing. Like, why are you complaining now all of a sudden? Well, because times are changing. And I want these games to adapt with the times. And that's my fear for all these games. That's why I'm afraid for Wuthering Waves, and I need them to change the system ASAP. ASAP. Because if we become compliant and become like Genshin Impact, where we're like, oh, my dick is big as shit, like they'll always keep suckling on it because I'm him. Well, you're gonna have people like me that are gonna look at you and go, yeah, I like this game, but this shit right here is pushing me away, man. You got motherfuckers right here doing 100% characters and everything. I'm not staying here. So the 50/50 ultimately is a barrier that doesn't even offer anything but get in your way of getting the enjoyment you want out of the game. It makes them more money. True. That's the main reason it's there. Also, creators losing their shit. But beyond that, there is no other benefit from the 50/50. Nothing. 2.2 has released like a lot of characters. Like we've seen a lot of characters for 2.2. I think people are going crazy over the jellyfish girl. A lot of people, I think the tweet for the drip marketing has broken records. Go Wuthering Waves. I'm happy to see that. However, one gotta admit, since the introduction of Renacita, pressure on your pulls has been high. It is high, man. It's tough to keep up with all this. So yes, you have a new region. Yes, you can explore. Yes, you can get a lot of pulls for free, etc., etc. It's not enough to get everything, and nor should you be able to get everything. I know this is the nature of gacha, but why not? Why is that a thing? Why not? Say I get a pass, a monthly pass. That's like what, 30 pulls per month, right? That's like 30 pulls. That's half, and then I keep grinding, right? There's events, stuff like that. Like I can get 50 to 60 pulls per patch. I can get a copy. I'm not even getting the SIG. I can get a copy. I can guarantee myself a copy if I put $5 a month on this game. Why not? Like, why is that the rule of thumb? Like, I'm confused. And think about it yearly. So in a year, I've already spent $60. If I play this game for a year and I pay $5 every month, well, that's $60. That's the price of a AAA title back in the day. Now, them pictures are changing, but that's literally it. If $5 a month can guarantee you a character, well, technically not even, but you know what I'm trying to say, especially if they give you free stuff, why not? Why should not that be the standard? You can do that for weapons, though. You can definitely do that. Why can't I do that for characters, too? I feel like this system doesn't make any sense. It's literally there just to say, whoops, tough luck. It's irritating. It makes it so that, for example, I'm looking at myself going, okay, I want to get brands. I do. I think brand is cool. A lot of people are trash talking. I'm not into spreadsheeting anymore. I go about my gachas different. I'm kind of sweaty in Honkai Star Rail as it requires me to be so. And I have a lot of investment already. Wuwa, I'm casual, normal. and ZZZ, I'm extra casual. And I'm having the experience of every type of player so that I can resonate with my audience the best. So if you're extra sweaty, I understand you. If you're casual, I understand you. If you're extra casual, I understand you. I'm all of these three things. So as a casual, when I look, even if you're sweaty, I mean, it doesn't change the fact of rewards in terms of the premium currency. As a free-to-play player, to be specific, it's tough to plan ahead nowadays, and especially when all the characters you see can bring value to your account. Phoebe came out. She's the character that introduces Spectral Frazzle. There's reactions coming. I want to take advantage of the Spectral reaction because Jinsei can't. I want to use the Spectral reaction. You need a specific character to proc that specific reaction. You can't just use any two Spectrals. Well, you can use the Rover, but let's face it, why would you? Especially when you have Phoebe, as cute as she is, available. Also, I wanted to make the statement that just because a bitch doesn't show skin doesn't mean I won't pull for it. All right? A character should just be respectable, and a kick-ass, badass character, or even a sweet character, whatever, is something that resonates, I'll pull. It doesn't have to be, naked. Looking ahead, there's Brand, there's the Jellyfish, there's Zanny, there's all these amazing characters. The one thing that I keep scratching my head and makes me anxious, it triggers anxiety. Remember what Genshin said? Don't want to bring you anxiety. Them bitches still have the 50-50 and the weapon system. Jesus. And they don't want you to get anxiety. Liars. I'm looking in the future going, can I win all these 50-50s? Can I win all these coin flips? Because I can't afford all them bitches. So in reality, I'm feeling being pushed away from the game because of this very mechanic, because I can't keep up. There's no way I can keep up as a free-to-play. There's no way. I got the monthly pass, and it's still not enough. Isn't that crazy? Do you want to know why it's not enough? Because of the 50-50 system. I'm very hopeful for the future of gacha, for games like Do It Not Abyss, maybe Ananta in the future, that can introduce brand new systems that can expand and make gacha less expensive. I want to bring up Warframe since we're bringing up Do It Not Abyss. I want to bring up Warframe. In the game of Warframe, a character costs $50. You get the character and the SIG with $50. That's a live service game, big as shit, one of the best communities. I'm loving Warframe, not the game, but the community. Because I still haven't played the game, but I got so much information through the community. And boy, oh boy, are these guys amazing. So in Warframe, there's no gacha, and they're still making a lot of money. And that game came out years ago, and I do mean a decade ago, like 10 years ago, more, if not. So it's a model that works. Why can't we do it like them? I think Do It Not Abyss is copying Warframe, even in the live service stuff, as in the gacha and how they want to monetize their game. Do it like them. Do it like them. I feel like Genshin Impact got away with the 50-50 system, made it a standard, and now Hoyo just implements that standard, / now Wuthering Waves also followed suit. Wuthering Waves tells me, because of the weapon system, they tell me they are flexible, and I'm pretty sure they can introduce 100% in the character ban. For me, I feel I'm tired of seeing people going, well, there goes my character, there goes this, and I've seen a lot of people quit gacha because of the 50-50 system. People not getting what they want, they save up for a long time, it's tough, it's free to play, it's hard, and finally the character comes, whoops, you lost a coin toss. Do you know how hard that is? Because it's a 50-50 chance. You were just unlucky, period. There was no skill, no nothing. You're just unlucky. Done. End of the story, go away. I don't think that should be in our games. I don't think this sentiment of this anxiousness of going, how am I going to do this? I have to skip this. I just want a dude. I just want to pull for a dude, man. I don't need Brent like that. I just want a dude. I haven't pulled in a dude for so long. Man, can I see a big-ass Chad in my account other than Gian? Jesus. Like, man. Now I got to save for bitches. Again. Like, I'm always going to be saving for bitches, but let me get this too. So, in conclusion, as monetarily incentive this is, I do feel like people can always spend if they can get what they want. Free-to players are not going to spend anyway. All right? So, basically, you're having that system for whales to, squeeze them more. I understand. But those guys are going to be spending anyway. Why, I got to squeeze every bit of it. You just throwing us away too. the cost is too high for you to get the maximum of those guys. The cost is high for the rest of us. So I would invite this system to go away. I heard this from Tectone, of course. He mentioned it once or twice. And also, what really drove me over the edge, and I wanted to make this video for a long time, is I try to go back to ZZZ. There was Astra Yao. There was Astra Yao, and I was very excited. I try to get her. I lose the 50-50. Now like I said before, ZZZ is a game where I'm extra casual in. I go back from time to time. Like sometimes I would stop for months before coming back. I go back, I try to get her, I lose the 50-50. All of a sudden, my desire to keep playing ZZZ just almost completely vanished. That's a system that basically said, no, don't play the game. I don't think you want that system in the game. But that's just me though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this 50-50 system should remain so that we can point and laugh at our creators when they lose their 50-50? Or keep it because the dopamine rush? How are you supposed to get that dopamine when you win the 50-50, man? Well, I think the early dopamine is the best. When you're just chilling, you just do a random tempo, and it just turns gold. Oh, shit! That's true dopamine.
Let me just put 3 more in.
The 50-50 one, when you reach pity, I don't think it's that much of a rush. If we're gonna talk like gambling addicts, I don't think that's much of a rush. That's like a girl giving you weak head. Yeah, you're gonna come, but the ride wasn't enjoyable. That shit was ass. The high wasn't even that good anyway. It's a high still, but ain't that good anyway. Trash ass head. So that's just me though. Why did I have to make it nasty at the end? Like, comment, subscribe. See you.